Voilà. Ça devrait être bon. Maintenant. Bon, on démarre. Let's the adventure game. Alors, j'ai pas l'habitude des jeux Sherlock Holmes. على بالي كاين toute une série. كنت لعبت واحد sur PS3 ما شفتش عليه غاية mais à part ça j'ai pas joué. وهذا il a l'air assez sombre quand même. Donc Baker Street.
Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
And for that I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
Let us see what the postman brought today.
Let's see. Cause de la discorde se trouve du côté britannique. Les services diplomatiques de la couronne sont en effet fort embarrassés par la disparition aussi soudaine qu'inexpliquée du garde du corps personnel de la princesse Arthur. Un porte-parole de la police assure la Tizer que le garde du corps sera localisé sous peu grâce à son physique caractéristique. Il peut se rendre sans suite remarquer que ce soit par leur père dans les club de divertissement. Les charmantes demoiselles qui les servent.
Local gossip, all of it uninteresting. Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop. That's good service.
Another letter from Werner. I never reply, but they keep coming. I don't see the Strand. Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. The missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well, life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the Strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
The dustbin is yours for the digging, Mr. Holmes.
حاسس l'atmosphère كيما الفيلم تاع روبرت دوني جونيور و جود لو. un film que j'ai pas trop apprécié au passage, malgré هضروا عليه بزاف سي ان سوكسي et tout. انا ديجا تفرجت sur l'auteur, تفرجت عليه pas si longtemps que ça, واحد 15-20 jours ما تفرجت عليه.
Don't look at me. If you want the newspaper, you'll have to get your hands dirty.
You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil. You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil.
What am I supposed to do?
You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting a cactus spine. If it gets... See, Watson? The conspiracy is real. Someone tried to poison me.
Poison? You? That's madness.
Get the Strand! Get your copy of the Strand here! Sorry, Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
Blast. Then why are you still here?
Boss pays by the hour. No sense in returning early.
Any breaking news today?
The dog accident. It's the talk of the town.
Yes, yes. Besides the tripe on the front page, anything about burglaries?
I'm not sure, sir.
You're a bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me, mister.
Then tell me, did you notice anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely. What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson?
Sure, now I can take the day off.
Did you see what he was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there's a loud bang. I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't. I had to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
Can you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they were.
Never heard of a well-read assassin.
Looks can deceive. Hence the appeal of disguises. Which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers. Sorry.
All right. You earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I could be your eyes and ears. If you have more shillings.
Business kid.
Get the Strand! Get your copy of the Strand here!
Do you even have enemies that
Strand.
would want to
Get your
kill
copy
you?
of the Strand
Okay,
here.
perhaps from Cordona.
Ouais, bah.
Come
Get
now,
the
Mr.
Strand.
Holmes.
Get
Murder?
your copy of the
Yes,
Strand
Holmes has
here.
his quirks, but he also has his scruples.
Not every pawn knows it's part of a game.
Get the Strand! Get your copy of the Strand here! Get the Strand! Get your copy of the Strand here!
La librairie.
How about that Vogel fellow? He seems rather obsessed with you. Would he do something like this?
Mr. Barnes, a word. Oh, for goodness sake.
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please...
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you come in.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about we reschedule in a month or two?
Come now, Mr. Barnes. It will only take a moment.
Really deep in the weeds with important things. Well, help yourself to any book. Just take it and pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out.
Apologies, but I can't hear you. Please come back later.
So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
Barnes has always been a little odd, but this is uncharacteristic even for him.
Basics of cryptoanalysis, cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby. I could hardly imagine anything more macabre. I could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
Je ne comprends pas. ايوه pas compris le principe.
We're looking for a cactus needle in a haystack. A spine in a book stack? No, come on, Watson, think.
In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is. An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible. The finest view London has to offer.
عليكم السلام ورحمة زكا صحة رمضانك مرحبا بك صار شوية هذا هو النط ياك خليتني حاصل مع هولمز هبلني
I like bookshops. One of the few spots in London where you are shunned for making a
صاين
wreck.
عيان هو قال لي خمم شنو نخمم انا مخي راه يخمم غير في الحريرة والبوراك اللي خمم ايه يا خويا هاك تعرف راح شري منه راح زيد من هيه روح منه ايش تحب
The ladder is broken, recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
والو فيه فرونسي غير سو تيتر وكتبها بصح اللونغاج اونغلي تسمى عليكم بالقراءة والله علاش نتعلموا انجليزيه لغه شكسبير الشركه سي ليفر دو كريبتولوجي عرفت مازالت خاصه انديس نسيب هاد الانديس هذا شوفوا برا
The weather is dreary, isn't it? To be fair, my flowers could use the rainfall.
Hello there. What's your name?
Lily. I know, not very original.
C'est destiné à qui? أجيب لنا عبد اللطيف ودومي وراهم.
Is this familiar to you?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
Excuse me, just one question.
It's a shame, but I can't help you.
It's a shame. Yes, my man.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
I can't help you with that, sir.
L'accent.
Do you know anything about this?
Excuse me, what? I'm not sure I know.
كاش مشكل خويا نفهمك في هاد لونكيت ولا اصبر غير نفهم انا بعدا باسكو مازال ما فهمتش اش راه يحوس. راك واحد بغى يدقه بشوكه تاع كاكتوس فيها بوازون راه يحوس شكون. خاصني انديس واحد هنا. هادو 3 بوليطات اللي راهم في الوسط. انا راه عندي خاصني انا نديس مش عارف. دومي عنده الحلاقة ما فهمتش يتفرج بالحلاقة ما هو ولا كيفاه ولا يكتب بحلاق ما.
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
في الحق ما نكذبش عليك راني غير ندهس. تيا بيزار من برا كان جورنال محطوط هنايا كي دخلت لداخل ما كاش. Je sais pas. عاونونا شخصنا نديرو.
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
Oui, je trouve pas. Là, je suis perdu. كتبان لكم. عندي هاد وزوج ما عرفتش ندير بها.
So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie
عاوني
in plain
يوزلس
sight?
كي حاكا. Oh. Je sais pas.
May I ask you something?
No, I don't know anything about that.
مازال ما سقسيتك.
Can I ask you a question?
I wish I could help you, but I don't know.
I'll stand watch, just in case the strange man comes back.
Okay.
Could you help me?
No, sir, I've never heard of it.
Help me, please.
As much as I'd like to help you, I know nothing about this.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
May I ask for your assistance?
Excuse me, what? Well, I'm not sure I know.
Impressive stature, strong gaze. I think this man deserves a knighthood.
Really, Holmes? How can you be
May
so
I
sure?
ask you something? On
It's a
rare
shame, but I can't
occasions,
help you.
Watson, it can suffice to trust one's gut. Can I ask you a question?
I wish I could help, but I know nothing.
Help me, please.
I can't help you with that, sir.
Do you know anything
Sure.
about this?
I wish I could help, but I know nothing.
Oh
May
boy.
I ask for your assistance?
It is a shame I can't answer your question.
boy.
Can I ask you a question?
It is a shame I can't answer your question.
Oh. السيد مشينا. والله ما عرفت. صح. هادي زوك اخويا جبت لنا جو ماشي كاع وقته، جو تاع تخمام والسيرفو راه حابس، راه يخمم غير في الشوربه والبوراك. سيو هكا. هي رايحة مور فوق.
Should have worn something warmer. People don't tend to come out for flowers when it rains. Perhaps I should try selling door to door.
Are you able to help me?
I can't help you with that, sir.
Do you know anything about this?
No, I don't know anything about that.
Are you able to help me?
It's a shame, but I can't help you.
It's a shame, my dear lord. سيدي طايح مور.
Are you able to help me?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
مور الفطور راني باين ندير ريفونش على عبد اللطيف فيفا.
Padlocks have names etched onto them. Anne, Tom, Charles.
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
What a grim view. A model of a homely room and fireplace. chimney bears a peculiar form, like it's meant to have something put inside.
معليش دوك نشوفو بروشين ايبيزود نشوفو واش نديرو.
Looks like a factory to me. Wonder what could get the gears inside moving. Looks like putting something in the slot may get the gears inside to move. A small minecart. Endearing, if disturbing.
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight? Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
Are you able to help me?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Are you able to help me?
I can't help you with this.
فكرتني شويه في واسورد بسيط. تحت الطياب تحت الطياب بديت نجوع انا الساعة. ونص زي الحال.
Is this familiar to you?
No, sir, I've never heard of it.
Thank you, sir. هذا يلعب خدمي والله.
May I ask you something?
As much as I'd like to help you, I know nothing about this.
Yeah.
Help me, please.
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Excuse me, just one question.
Excuse me, what? I'm not sure I know.
May I ask for your assistance?
Sorry, sir, can't help you.
Help me, please.
Sorry, sir, can't help you.
عليكم السلام عبد اللطيف، مرحبا. صبر شوية.
Why don't you give me another shilling now? Because I'm sure I'll spot something else soon. No? Get the Strand! Get your copy of the Strand here!
Do you know anything about this?
I'm really sorry, but I can't help you. Try asking someone
الحمد لله
else.
الحمد لله صديقي والله الحمد لله نعمة. يزوكا جاب لنا مشاكل في هذا الجو والله.
Could you help me?
It's a shame, but I can't help you.
It's a shame.
Can I ask you a question?
It is a shame I can't answer your question.
يا لطيف يا لطيف يا لطيف يا حفيظ. العود مسكين.
Are you able to help me?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
No seams or torn fabric on this doll. Likely one-legged by design. What does it say? A treasure hunt. Used to do lots of those in my childhood for myself and...
Is it a call for help? A bad joke?
Or both. Better not risk leaving this matter ignored, don't you think?
خرم الطريق ديجا انت يوزلس. تقول كذا الطريق. كيف خرمه؟ ما خامز. واحد زوكا غادي نزيدو ايبيزود ونشوف اذا كاين ايفوليسيون في الجيم بلاي صح. شوفها غير هي والدور. on va changer de jeu. Pas très attractif هذا الجو. يعيب.
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
تخيل روحك داير كارو.
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
صباك تعاود في لا ميم شوز. خوتي اللي عنده شكوى بيقدمها على هذا الجيم يزوكا ها ولا قدامكم هو المسؤول. راني شاهد انايا، راني شاهد بلي تشكي به. اوه شتهاش هادي.
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so. I merely sell them.
Familiar spine? Is this what I found in my dustbin?
Yep.
The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something.
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
انا صايمين يا سيدي.
My condolences, Mrs. Fleming.
Mr. Holmes?
Your husband's death. You're clearly still in mourning.
Oh, no. I loved him more than anything, of course, but that was some time ago now. Life goes on.
A lesson we all learn, one way or another. I'll be off.
I don't know anything about this, sorry.
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right.
One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a devil to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break. Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes.
Are you familiar with Mr. Barnes?
Yes. No, not really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is, of course. But we haven't shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog. And most days I spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy. So we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and seemed unsteady as he approached. But since then, we've never spoken. I often see him staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
Mr. Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled. You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right, then.
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus in your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
خبش له المشاعر.
As in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the abstruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That... Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So, at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper. Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
Let me know if there's any way I can make it up to you. Tell you what, tomorrow's edition of The Strand is on me.
On a résolu le mystère تاع l'épineux journal. عياني.
I'm sure Barnes has had enough of our meddling, Mr. Holmes. We best be off.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No. Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition. And that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But
It's brilliant. Let's go.
oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come. Stenwick is just down the street from Barnes's bookshop.
Mhm.
Not much further now.
Même eux que penser à la żadnej nie fahmش.
Stenwick is just down the street from Barnes's bookshop. Grand manoir.
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the Inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles. And it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson. Real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahia breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick.
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
Tell me about Kimahia.
He's foreign. A Maori. All the way from New Zealand. Biggest man you've ever seen, and as strong as two. dark hair, and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English, never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
I take it this is the first time Kimahir has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
Is there any reason Kimahir may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
Did Kimahir make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person?
No. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
well. لك عايش في البريكة برنيكة. هاي البريكة هذه. ريلي مسكنها هنا. هي وإلى هنا نكون قد وصلنا إلى نهاية حلقة اليوم. بدا انتريسيني جو مكذبش عليكم. جو بونس لونكيت الاولى هذيك سيتي جوست ان توتوريال مي تري مال امني. يفو فريمون تحوس نتايا تفهم التوتوريال شراه يقول با تري اكسيسيبل. انا غير على جالكم على جال ايزوكا اللي زعما شديت شويه نزيد شويه نحوس هذا كي كومونس مانتيريسي. هذا هو انا نقول لكم رونديفو ربما غدا. De toute façon, on essaiera de confirmer pour le prochain épisode, l'épisode 2 de Sherlock Holmes and Awakened. À part ça, إن شاء الله مور فطور تلاقوا مع شبيبة عبد اللطيف إيزوكا ميبل فلويد إذا بان دومي إذا نفشوا له حلاقا. شوفوا لنا رشيد وراه الله يرضى عليكم. هذا رمضان بالله ارواح على الشيطان الله يهديك. يعني مش عارف شي تحسه خصه صوالح حسيته جو عنده الناس عنده مواليه اللي موالفين ولا بالجيم بلاي تاعو موالفين بالونيفير اللي ديجا عندهم باك جراوند على هذا لو تيب دو جو. كما قلت لكم سي براتيكمون لا بروميير فوا ندخل في هاد لي جو شيرلوك هولمز. لعبت في بي اس 3 ماشي باش هذا لي زونكيت تو بصح ديفيرون. هذا هو انا نقول لكم رونديفو سو سوار ان شاء الله نديرو فيها بارتيه فيفا 23 نقصرو ذا ديفيجن الى لمينا غاشي انكور بلوس بالك نديرو فيها سهره امونغاس ولا خليها الويكاند بالك جو سي با. ان تو لي كا غادي كيما جات كذا تخلطوها بلوزون ايفو بلوزون غي اللي جا مرحبا به. ما تنساوش الديسكورد كنت نقيس لكم انفيتاسيون تاع الديسكورد. نشوف نقيس لكم انفيتاسيون تاع الديسكورد. فوالا هذا ليان ديسكورد illimité تقدروا تستعملوه pour rejoindre le serveur la petite famille تاعنا ماذا بينا نزيدو نكبروها ونقصروا les jeux. On est bien sûr ouvert لكاع les propositions les jeux اللي يكونوا فيهم كوب multijoueur مرحبا. احنا المهم on passe un bon moment مع بعض نقصروا نضحكوا. عادوا ضربوا دورة على لي زونسيان لايف تاعنا surtout Crab Game GTA كنا مقصرين كاع ensemble. Si vous voulez faire partie de la petite famille تاعنا ونكبروها مرحبا بكم avec grand plaisir. قلت لكم les 2 points principaux c'est respect and having fun. D'ici là نقول لكم الصحة فطوركم تهلاو في رواحتكم. Rendez-vous ce soir ولا demain إن شاء الله. Aya tschüss.